Welcome to Spelling Bee Ninja. If you're eager to unlock the secrets of history and understand how powerful words have shaped our world, you're in the right place. Join our community of learners and subscribe for exciting educational content that inspires curiosity and empowers you to think critically about the past. Let's embark on this journey together, exploring famous speeches that changed history forever. Today, we dive into some of the most impactful speeches in history. These words didn't just convey ideas, they inspired movements, defined eras, and even altered the course of nations. First up, we have Martin Luther King Jr.'s iconic "I Have a Dream" speech delivered on August 28, 1963, during the March on Washington. This speech is a landmark moment in American civil rights history. King stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial, where the echoes of his voice called for racial equality and an end to discrimination. The refrain, "I have a dream," became a rallying cry for the civil rights movement. Interestingly, King improvised the famous line after gospel singer Mahalia Jackson encouraged him. With over 250,000 attendees, this speech is heralded as one of the greatest of all time. Perhaps you can guess where this historic moment took place? That's right, the Lincoln Memorial. Now, let's turn to another key figure in history. Winston Churchill, as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, delivered his stirring "We Shall Fight on the Beaches" speech on June 4, 1940. This was in the aftermath of the Dunkirk evacuation, where over 330,000 British and French troops were rescued. Far from seeing it as a victory, Churchill warned that wars are not won through evacuation. Yet, his words rallied the British people: "We shall fight on the beaches, we shall fight in the fields and in the streets, we shall never surrender." This speech not only strengthened British resolve but also showcased Churchill's leadership during World War II. Can you recall the event that prompted Churchill's call to arms? That's right, it was the evacuation from Dunkirk. Moving on, let's discuss Abraham Lincoln's powerful Gettysburg Address. Delivered on November 19, 1863, at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, this 2-minute speech, consisting of just 270 words, reframed the purpose of the Civil War. Lincoln emphasized that the war was not just about preserving the Union but ensuring that "government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth." This profound message has resonated throughout American history. What occasion does this memorable speech commemorate? Yes, it's dedicated to the Battle of Gettysburg. Let's explore yet another iconic speech delivered by President Ronald Reagan on June 12, 1987. At the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, Reagan made a provocative challenge to Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev with the forceful demand, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall." This was a pivotal moment in the Cold War, and some advisors considered it too bold, but Reagan believed that words could convey hope and challenge oppression. Just 2 years later, the Berlin Wall fell, a momentous event that showed the power of a speech in shaping history. Who exactly was Reagan challenging in this moment? Of course, Mikhail Gorbachev, the leader of the Soviet Union. Now, let's reflect on another powerful inauguration, that of President John F. Kennedy on January 20, 1961. His inaugural address included the quote, "Ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." This line became emblematic of civic duty and international cooperation, especially during the tensions of the Cold War. Kennedy's address was one of the shortest in history, yet it left an indelible mark on American political thought. Can you remember a famous line from this memorable speech? Exactly. It offers a call to action for American citizens. Next, we have Franklin D. Roosevelt delivering his first inaugural address on March 4, 1933. As the nation faced the Great Depression's challenges, Roosevelt famously said, "The only thing we have to fear is fear itself." This declaration sought to restore confidence among the American people and stabilize the economy. Shortly after his speech, he declared a bank holiday to prevent bank runs. What about that notable line from his address? You got it. It's all about overcoming fear. Now let's turn our attention back to John F. Kennedy, who delivered the Ich bin ein Berliner speech on June 26, 1963, in West Berlin. This speech expressed solidarity with the citizens of Berlin, emphasizing the values of freedom and resilience during the Cold War. Kennedy proclaimed, "All free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin." There's an interesting myth that suggests he accidentally referred to himself as a jelly donut, which isn't true. In what city did Kennedy express his solidarity? Yes, in Berlin. Next, we revisit FDR, who famously delivered his infamy speech on December 8, 1941, following the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor. Roosevelt called Congress to declare war on Japan, marking a crucial turning point for the United States in World War II. He opened with a powerful line, "Yesterday, December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy." This speech not only rallied support for the war effort but also was broadcast widely, unifying the nation in its resolve. What was the event that prompted this dramatic speech? Correct, a direct attack on Pearl Harbor. Returning to Winston Churchill, he delivered his blood, toil, tears, and sweat speech on May 13, 1940. Just days after becoming Prime Minister, he addressed the House of Commons, asking for confidence in his wartime coalition government. His concluding sentiment, "I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat," characterized the grim realities and resolve of war. Can you recall which phrase echoed throughout that impactful message? That's right. It's about sacrifice and resilience. Finally, we arrive at President John F. Kennedy's "We Choose to Go to the Moon" speech delivered at Rice University on September 12, 1962. This visionary moment aimed to set the ambitious national goal of landing a man on the moon by the end of the decade. This was a response to the Cold War space race, embodying ambition and hope. Kennedy emphasized that they chose to go to the moon not because it is easy, but because it is hard. This determination led to the historic success of Apollo 11 on July 20, 1969. Where did Kennedy deliver this iconic declaration? At Rice University. Today, we explored the impact of powerful words through famous speeches that notably changed the course of history. From Martin Luther King Jr. and his dream for racial equality, to Winston Churchill's resolve during World War II, and Franklin D. Roosevelt's inspiring calls amid the Great Depression, each speech provided crucial context to the time. We discovered how these leaders used their words as tools, reinforcing the importance of communication and shaping societal change. The examples we discussed illustrate how powerful speeches resonate through time, offering inspiration for future generations. Thank you for joining us today in exploring these monumental speeches that shaped history. We hope you found this journey enlightening and inspiring. For more engaging historical content, don't forget to subscribe to Spelling Bee Ninja. Keep learning, keep exploring, and remember, your voice can also change the world. Until next time, take care.